What's up, y'all? We are live right now. You know what it is? Talk Money Tuesday, and it's Tuesday. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm feeling myself right now. I got on these glasses. Levi and I have been talking about these glasses for the past, I don't know, what's it, 2 months? Because it's right now. Past 2 months. And these glasses, I can actually listen to music and take phone calls. So they're actually really crazy. But this episode is not about my glasses. This episode is all about our guest. But before we even talk about our guest, you know what it is. Talk Money Tuesday. My co-host Levi Lawrence III. He's a man that always goes into the sponsors. So let's talk about the sponsors, Levi.
What's poppin'? It's Talk Money Tuesdays. The best goddamn podcast on the planet. I be fucking up with my words all the time. The best goddamn podcast on the planet. First things first. Tmt Wealth Club. Do you know about it? You don't know about it? You should know about it. You should be a part of it. Join the top tier community where myself and Brendan Boyd, billionaire B, have joined forces. Bring our two communities together so that you can have the ultimate experience when growing your business, living the lifestyle you want to live, and investing. Being held accountable. That's the TMT Wealth Club. With that being said, tmtwealth.club is the website. Make sure that you go on there and get your membership. Next sponsor. Paper Loaf, the credit repair company of all credit repair companies. _paper loaf _ is the Instagram.
You got it right this time. Got it right this week.
I'm on it. www.paperloaf.com is the website. And of course, last but not least, the Money Streams team. Private Money Streams Mastermind Group. moneystreamsgroup.com. pmsm.group is the Instagram. Control your 24 hours. Make sure your money is making more money for you and find that sense of success through your passion and path. Those are our sponsors. Tap in or tap out.
So with that being said, I have to say, man, I really appreciate you, man. You know, you really be doing your thing, man. I really appreciate that. Always be bringing the energy. You know what it is. All right, so look, this week we have an amazing guest. Not only is this guest amazing, however, she's a friend of mine and she's a client of mine, and she also inspires me. I learn a lot. I learn stuff, things I be learning, and I wanted her to come on this episode because she has an expertise and she has a knowledge set, and her vibration on this category is high caliber. So I want her to come on and share a lot of her genius and a lot of her brilliance on the subjects of graphics, branding, aesthetics, the importance of that, how she got into it, how she started her business, and just that trajectory and that journey. So for you guys out there who like graphics, who are inspiring to maybe start their own graphic agency, maybe you currently have someone doing your graphics. Maybe you don't really understand the importance of graphics. Let me take off my sunglasses for this one. I got to introduce our guest this week, Erica, and I'm going to say the last name proper, Ihiwe.
Hey, there we go.
Of EBERP Agency out there in the A. You know what I'm saying? And again, I feel privileged and honored to bring her on. And I know Levi, he's going to learn a lot. We're all going to learn a lot. So, Erica, without further ado, welcome to Talk Money Tuesday. You are episode number 12.
All right. Thanks for having me.
And I'm going to put the glasses back on. Go ahead.
Okay.
So basically, we want to bring you on. Our community is a great community. They always come every week ready to learn, ready to tap in, ready to ask really poignant questions and things like that. So I just kind of wanted to start and get a better understanding of like why graphics, like why did you decide to go to this category? And then what was it about graphics? Not only that your skill set, you've been able to really like express yourself through this medium. But what made you monetize? So I want to talk about that as well. So we have a whole hour. We're going to be really killing you with some questions. So take your time, be detailed, and have some fun.
All right. I'm ready. So how I really started has been just an evolution of sorts. Oftentimes I just really been someone who always drew things. Then I started helping my dad out at his church, meaning if they needed bulletins, flyers, I would design stuff in PowerPoint and Word document. And that's kind of what was my scope of, or my skill set scope and stuff. And so, you know, designing for my dad's church. And I remember, it's a funny story. I had got suspended and had to go to alternative school. And then for all the kids in the class, what I did was they had a favorite artist. So I would just create what we call these binder covers back in the day, where you just put a cover in your binder, and I would create binder covers. I'll take their favorite artist and have like 4 bullet points about it and did the binder cover, right? So I'd always been creative. I've always been like designing something. And then so I continued to design just for my dad, for friends who needed things, played with different apps that came out. And then went into college. And before I went to college, I had a mentor who told me, hey, you need to get into public relations, right? So then I went into college, didn't do that, followed my dad. But then later on, went into marketing and communications and PR. I took photojournalism. I took InDesign. So I learned a lot about design, just through that communications PR avenue, because I still wanted to be in something that was creative and that allowed me to design and things of that nature. And then after graduating, before in 2012, and I showed this to you, Brandon, somebody said, hey, you need to get Photoshop CS3. So you know how old that is.
Wow, CS3.
A CS3, I even have it right here, where he said, and this was in 2012?
2012.
Yeah, so he said, hey, in 2012, you need to get Photoshop CS3 at least and start a graphic design business. He told me, make that an immediate goal. Because there's some money waiting on you. So I did it initially because, hey, I was told I should do it. Started in 2013. And that was literally after I had graduated college. But then for 6 months, I was trying to find work in my field as a PR agent. Then I just ended up going into Hewlett Packard Enterprise as a personal service agent. It was there when I discovered that this was my passion. It was something that I wanted to do. I dibbled and dabbled in it, but initially, after HPE realized that I was a graphic designer and I could do UI design and X, Y, and Z, I was doing like app development designs. I was doing all sorts of different things. And then I said, you know what? I opened up in 2018, I relaunched and said that I am going to, with 0 clients, I am going to just start putting out work. So I would just do designs, different type of designs. I didn't have work, just to get myself out there to generate interest. And so once I started to generate interest, I started to monetize that interest, right? And so some people would be like, well, how much you charge for this? And how much did you charge for that? And that's where I began monetizing, and I was a freelancer. There's 2 different things. So I went through several phases. I went from freelancer and you go from freelancing to start to being a solopreneur, because it goes to hobby, freelancing, solopreneur, entrepreneur, then business owner, right? The whole thing. And so right now I'm like entrepreneur, because I'm transitioning out of that solopreneur space and into an entrepreneur, right? So that's how I first monetized it. What I loved. You on mute. I can't hear you.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
So I got a couple questions. But Levi, I wanted to give you the opportunity to tap in right now if you have something.
You know, it's got a little something. You know what I'm saying? So, first question is was actually you were speaking about your journey before public relations.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a broad question before I get into this. What made you not choose public relations when you went to college and then
Mm.
go behind and follow your father?
Wow. I was forced not to choose public relations because one thing about it is that in order to get experience, you had to have experience. And
Mm.
PR is such a competitive field. I wanted to get into Edelman PR firm. I was trying to get into the top firms. And so what I just did was I was going to build my own table, as what they would say. And so I created an EBE PR. That's where that PR comes from, because it was initially going to be a PR firm.
Mm.
Exactly. And so I had created my business cards. I was, plastering it all over my Facebook and trying to figure out what was going to be my niche and everything. And then I said, okay, look, I need to get me a job, and, start generating some income for myself. And so I didn't really have, people pushing me in the entrepreneur space because they don't really know the first steps, the last steps, the middles and the in-betweens, the systems, and just the process. They didn't know. So I was more so the kind that was encouraged to keep the 9 to 5. And so I got in where I fit in. My goal, though, getting into HPE was to progress into the marketing department. But I just found myself there because there were different skill sets and they were tapping into different aspects of me and my talents that I was starting to find other passions. And I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't that I really wanted to go into.
Okay. Dope. Second question. It's more like a statement.
Okay.
But then, it'll end with a question. First off, I hope a lot of people understand how serious graphic designers are. Like they make or break a
Yes.
company. They make or break a company. If you don't have a graphic designer on your team, you're losing right now. You're losing.
And not just any graphic designer, but a graphic designer that understands visual communication.
Right.
A graphic designer that understands psychology of, and not just colors, but of shapes. And, if you are an organization who wants to communicate authority, there are certain shapes that you would leverage. If you are an organization that has a different tone. So you just got to understand, target audience. You got to do the research. You got to know what their target audience is, what their target audience will respond to, and make sure you have a positive response. You also want to understand culture awareness, because the last thing you want to do is have a design that's offensive,
Right.
that might be understood in America, but not necessarily in, other countries where there's more collectivism than there is individualism.
Right. Right.
So,
I totally agree on that. I mean, like literally, that's the first thing that people see when it comes to your company is whatever has been designed.
it's
So
your first impression.
exactly, it's the first impression. So that's, I mean, if you don't already know, like that's key. That's the bishop. If anything, that's the bishop of your chessboard right there. Is
Yes,
letting
it
you know the directions of the chess.
is. Tell you.
With that being said, here's the question: if you could give me a ballpark, right, guesstimation, how many companies do you feel do you have you not even do you feel um have you not I'm trying to find the best way to say this. How many companies have you been the reason on why they began to catapult towards success? And I say, and when I ask that, I mean, because of what you design as a graphic designer is a huge reason on why anybody may even click on a website or may even check out the Instagram. So maybe the real question is how many companies have you worked with? Because I'm pretty sure those that you've worked with are probably those the ones that you've catapulted towards their amount of success that they've had.
Right. So I've worked with several companies, I would namely say, because I did relaunch in 2018. I'm just now making that transition from a solopreneur to entrepreneur. But in the span of those years, I've been able to work with individuals. And then I moved or shifted more towards a business model where I'm working with other businesses or people, entrepreneurs with businesses versus just people who needed flyers. So I would have to say currently right now, I have roughly 8 to 10 clients.
Okay.
That I work in building their overall social media presence or visuals. And I help with their marketing and campaign designs. as well as their brand identity. There's one client right now, she has absolutely nothing, a couple of them that have absolutely nothing, I would like to say, namely 3. And understanding the power of visuals. Right now, I am taking their visuals to the next level. You know when something is done in InShot, you know when something is done in Canva, you know when somebody just whipped that thing up real quick, you know. But so, you know, the impression that I want to give their audience is, oh my God, you coming up, or okay, I see you. And I actually have a comment. I took a screenshot of one of my clients who's a PR, and she's wanting to just wholly revamp her entire personal brand. And we had just released something simple as a flyer. And I'm gonna tell you why flyers are important too when it is done with intention, is that just that simple flyer, we had somebody, a prestigious person, kind of comment and says, I love the glow up on a simple visual, a simple flyer. They felt like she has arrived, but it's because of the quality of that flyer and just the visual. You know, you just didn't whip that up, got your homie and your best friend to do it. People know an amateur brand.
Mm-hmm.
I take people from amateur brands to more premium brands, right?
Oh, shit.
People who want to be taken serious. You know, if you want to be an amateur brand, you know, get your homie to do it for you. Do it yourself. But if you want intentionality and strategy in your design, then get with a graphics designer who knows what they're doing.
Get with it. Way.
Yes.
That's what. Don't get with anybody else. That's what it is. Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, go ahead, B.
Word. So we got a couple of questions. One from the community is it easy to learn graphic design and promote? I've always been curious about it, but never looked into it much. So what would you say to somebody really starting from scratch, wanting to learn the, the craft?
Yeah, no, it is. I'm self-taught, and then I got my certification in visual design later on. But, you know, I just started off with tools that were just kind of at my reach. You'll be surprised how many people have gone from using or leveraging Canva and has transitioned straight into Photoshop. It's about learning the basics. And once you learn the basics of design, it doesn't matter what tool that you use, you're going to apply those same techniques and methodologies to your design. That's really what it's about. So yes, graphic design is pretty easy to learn, but you know, you do have your beginners, and then you have more advanced stuff where you're getting into your blendings and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, it is easy to learn. Now, how do you promote that? What I would do is start designing concepts. I would start designing some concepts, you know, and then do like a 30-day challenge for yourself where you choose a type of design that you want to master in. And every day you post something different, or you challenge yourself with a new graphic design technique. And then once you do that, you can have a 30-day span of showing your growth within 30 days, and then do it 30, 60, 90 days until you've done it for 3 months. And then you'll start to see that as you're adding in new graphic design techniques and methodologies, that you are growing in your graphic design. So I would start with something simple, learn how to design something simple, and then keep challenging yourself every single day to learn how to design a different thing. What I used to do is I would look up design tutorials. Maybe I just wanted to learn, you know, how to do different things, or I would try to recreate a poster, recreate a flyer that I liked, recreate a cover design that I like. And once you start to remake these different things, you'll learn simultaneously different skill sets on how they achieve that look. And then you can use those same skill sets to help you innovate in other designs that you might be asked to do. And then just keep posting that.
No, so no, that was good. That was good.
Hey,
so I kind of want to just kind of get down to it. So like from when you started, what was the hurdle between when you start, or should I say the timetable between when you started to when you first got that paid client? And when you first got that paid client, was there a situation where you were looking to get paid, where you was kind of pitching, or did somebody offer to pay you for that initial graphic?
Yeah, so when I first was asked to get paid to do it, initially I was just doing it for free for an organization. I believed in their cause. then through that, someone said, hey, I need to contract you. I didn't know anything about contracts. I didn't know how much I was worth. I didn't know how much a standard design would cost. So I'm in Google like, okay, what's a contract? Trying to look up contracts, and I done built my own This was in 2013, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to price myself. And so it was a series of from 2013 when I was asked for my first project from an organization that wanted to do a 3-month campaign and did not know how to do it. And so what I did was I built out myself a price list based off of industry standards of what certain graphic designs are. You have to be real with yourself. If you are an amateur, do not try to price your stuff at an expert level. Don't despise small beginnings, start somewhere. But yeah, I try to be fair and things of that nature. So yes, I was asked to actually purchase some of what I do. So yeah.
And when did you decide to make it an agency?
I would like to say the inner part of last year.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, there are stages through it. If we're being honest, right? I was not an agency in 2013 or 18 when because from 13 to 18 I've had my career at Hewlett Packard Enterprise, but in 2018 when I realized it was my passion, I said, well, let me do both, and that's a whole nother situation. But I didn't realize I wanted to be an agency until the end of not towards the end, but mostly majority of last year and this year. And an agency is two different things. You have to prepare for that, and it's a whole different marketing and branding strategy than just freelancing company. There's a lot of freelance graphic design companies out there, but very few well-known agencies.
So I'm about to get down to it, but I'm gonna let Levi tap in. So you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hit you with the real question yet. Levi, what you got?
All right. So you when you're saying that there's a big difference between like freelancing and then agency wise, what would you say are the top three, like the main differences between the two?
Freelancing and agency.
Mm-hmm.
So freelancing and agency, when you're freelancing your work, I hope y'all guys can still see me. My screen did go out, but when you're freelancing your work, most times it's like more a la carte. Hey, I need a fly. You don't have a clientele. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Freelance is more like, you're working with all these different people. It's more a la carte. Hey, I need a flyer. You're not building out projects. Some people are on 3-month-long campaigns, 2-month-long campaigns, 4-month-long campaigns. Those are mostly like agencies. Also, you have employees, you have teams, you have an org chart structure, everything in place. When it comes to an agency, a freelancer, it's just solo. An agency has an entire team with them. And an agency is a business, right? A freelancing is just it's almost like a hobby, except you get paid. Yeah. So that's the major difference. It's just the business structure of it all. You're solo here, and here you're running an entire operations where you have teams in a hierarchy of command.
Right. So within your agency, what's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to give opportunities to creatives, young creatives, especially that are in middle school up into high school, to get that experience that they need, and just to also help them to discover their inner creative genius. And so right now we already are partnering with a college to bring in talent and showcase their work. Without saying too much. But yeah, my goal overall is to create opportunities for African-American creatives, not in the most fortunate neighborhoods, to gain high level and premium experience within the graphic design industry.
Okay, that's cool. That's super dope. That's super duper dope. Well, I'll have to talk about that on another note later on, because I definitely got something for you. For ya. Go ahead, B.
That's real talk. You definitely do. I kind of feel like I know you may be headed with that. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Erica, how can somebody go from wanting to start doing graphics, right? Whether it's they want to take the freelance and be consistent, or if they want to start an agency. What does the money look like? What can somebody actually anticipate potentially making as a graphic designer right now? Because I want people to understand, like you said, it's something that people need, right? There's a lot of businesses, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs, like everyone needs graphics. Graphics are almost like events where everyone's doing events. Is whether you events on a high scale or low scale, and even events, they need graphics. You need graphics for everything. So if someone, even if they're full time or part time, what is something a good baseline for income that a new designer can expect to make?
Baseline?
Yeah.
I would say depends on your avatar and depend on your skill level. So say your
break the avatar down, just in case people are watching this and not really sure what an avatar is.
Your target, your desire, your ideal client. That's your avatar, right? So basically your ideal client, you want to know how much money they make. You want to know what their interests are, what's their transactional value. You want to know a lot of these things about your avatar. You want to know what their pain points are. You want to know, and then how and what solution do you bring to their pain points, right? And also know how much are they willing to spend to eliminate those pain points, and then cultivate your model based off of those findings of your avatar. So how much you make is heavily dependent on those things. I would say that an entry level designer is known to make around 32 grand a year. And then once you kind of go up into the agency, you're looking at like sky's the limit. Depends on, if you're niching or if you can provide multiple offers. So you're looking at about 6 figures and more. You could grow a company up to 6 figures and more, and at least within, I say, with the right scaling method. So, and that's where a lot of people fail, is when they begin to scale, they don't manage their operations versus their business development. And so what happens is they start spending lots of money in areas that they don't need, and then the business fails. So you have a whole bunch of employees, but you ain't gotten enough work. So you paying employees, but that cash flow is messed up. Or you have a lot of work, you don't have enough employees to support you, and now your clients are grumbling because things are not getting done on time, and they're slacking because you can't support what you're putting out there. So you want to make sure that you are growing like this. And once you do that, you can grow a 6-figure business you can grow it easily.
So how many hours is that for somebody starting off? So you're talking about the 32. So let's dig into the 32. So if somebody on this pod is like, you know what? This is a sign. I've been talking about graphics. Oh man, Talk Money Tuesday they got a designer on here. Okay. I think this is a sign for me to start. Oh, she says 32. I can make 32 my first year. How much work is that? How many hours is that in a week?
It's a lot. Sometimes you're up to 1 and 2, 3. At first, you're up very long hours of the night. You're always looking at the screen because, you got turnaround times. It depends on how many clients that you have. It could range from almost a 16-hour day to just maybe a couple of hours. It really depends on how many clients that you have and how much work, and if you're by yourself or if you got a team. If you're by yourself, you're definitely looking for longer hours. I know my first lyric video took me a couple of days. It really depends on the complexity of the work, how much work you got, and how much help you have to get it complete.
We got a question from the community, and then I'm gonna let Levi do his thing because he's amazing. All right, so Chris asks for your thoughts on Fiverr.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on Fiverr?
I think that initially when Fiverr started, I felt like it did degrade graphic design, the art of graphic design initially, because it was all cheap, and design is not cheap, but you always get what you pay for. But you also had to know that that Fiverr is also a graphic design agency who was just smart to figure out a solution But when you're on there, just be careful because a lot of people will market a certain look. And then when you purchase it, it's nothing like what was in those little thumbnails that you were scrolling through. And then you done spend $45. Now you're spending multiple $45, $25. That adds up if you keep getting it wrong or they're just not understanding. So I just think that it's important just to find you a good graphics person on your team who can grow and cultivate with you. But just be careful on Fiverr. A lot of them, they're not as good as what they're petitioning to be.
Yeah, so
And
I
some
would
are. But
yeah,
you're gonna spend hours scrolling.
well, like to piggyback on what Erica's saying in terms of like the cultivation, I think she's correct. I would definitely say, find, whether it's someone like her, whether you're in the community, like, you know what, I kind of like the direction she's going in. And actually, Erica, drop your Instagram in the chat so they can tap in, they can follow you. She has really good branding, a really good eye. I personally work with her, so that should say something to you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
I put my money where my mouth is in terms of investing in her. But I feel like it's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? For you to get somebody that really understands your direction, your aesthetic, you can have challenging conversations with in terms of brand direction, brand identity, brand assets. Make you aware of certain branding elements that you may not even know that you need. A good designer is going to ensure that you have, certain details and certain asset that you can draw from, and that you're already, that you're always up things that you will need in the future.
you already know it's about brand consistency. Oftentimes, and I had this long conversation with Brendan, and I was like, it's just about consistency. It's about putting out quality, and they got to get because I'm telling you, there's lots of intricate details when it comes to branding, and you got to understand that your brand is not just your visual, but it's how you talk. It's your perception. It's how people perceive you. It's how you talk. It's the hairstyle you wear. It's the clothes you wear. It's the type of events you show up to. It's the people you hang around. It's the type of content and the quality of content that you're putting out there. So if you're putting out stuff that is pixelated at 360 DPI, they're going to know versus when you're putting stuff out there that's HD. All of that plays into your brand and how people perceive you. And so my goal, right? Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. I thought you stopped.
Yeah. And so my goal is to help people and just again, take you from that amateur brand into a more premium brand with more quality content and visuals.
Levi, what you got?
First things first. I keep saying that. Why do I keep saying that? You know what? It's because I was listening to Biggie Smalls earlier. First things first. Freaks, dummies. My bad. All right. So we do have a question. What is the first step to getting an artistic kid into graphic design? Oh, yeah.
Yes. How old Ari is? How old are they? Because I would love to offer mentorship. Because the first thing you want to do is encourage. Once you spot that your child is artistic, start putting them into art schools, art class. There's different organizations that you can put your child into to help hone those skills and build those skills. LinkedIn Learning offers graphic design stuff. So I don't know how old they are, but I would make sure to cater and nourish those skill sets at that infinite age, because by the time they get to however old, 3-5 years, they're going to be crazy and then innovating on top of the basics. So definitely, Ari, if you could just DM me at EBEPR Studios and we could talk about the mentorships, and I can give you some some courses for your kids.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off of that, Ari, your daughter's she's registered under your membership under the AGB program. So if there's anything that costs, especially when it comes to those courses or anything like that, all you got to do is make that request, as long as it falls under the tier that you're on for your AGB Elite membership. So we got you in Alluvione. From that though, I would like to ask you, And this is for graphic designers worldwide, right? Who are going to see this later on. How should a graphic designer promote themselves when it comes to attempting to get clients?
Oh, do concepts. This is so fun. Do concepts. So what I used to do is, if I saw that a project was coming out or I wanted to get, the attention of my desired client, I would create something, design it. I would post it. I tag them. I have people to tag them just so that they can see it. That gets yourself out there. Try to tap into, you know, sources that will repost your work, tag people, that will shout you out in their captions, and also do some collaborations. Always help give you or extend your reach to other communities that are interested in content and that the graphics design world, right? So that's what I did. I also reached out to like when I did a cover concept, I reached out to Cover Art Matters because he runs a whole entire community on cover art, period. He has all sorts of record labels that follow him that's just looking for talent. I said, hey, is this good enough to post on your page and then credit? Do that. I reached out to African Dope Black Art. I was featured on there. So also try to look at other platforms that have built a community within graphic design to see if you can get your work posted out there, just so you can reach the right type of people that already like art or already like design, and you're just tapping into their community. So that's what I did. I got a lot of my posts featured on graphic design communities, cover art communities, and just art communities, period. And that's how I started to get a little more reach. I get shout outs, all sorts of stuff.
So pretty much be intentional with your work, right? Because I mean, you're your own tool. So everything that you're posting, depending on where you want to go, the arts that you want to catch, be intentional with what you create.
Especially if you're a graphic designer starting out with no community at all, it's good to tap into other communities so that you can say, hey, I'm here, and then when you tap into other communities, make sure that you already have at least, I would say, a few rows of your work, already posted, so people can be like, okay, cool, and start liking your stuff. But definitely the key is networking, and tapping into other communities that are your target audience, right? And then start building from there, and collaborating is the third one.
Okay. If you were to talk to a future graphic designer half your age, what is the advice that you would give to them?
Yeah. So definitely what I would give to them, and I do this kind of along the way, is understand who you are first. That's how you tap into that creativity. Understand who you are. Understand that what it takes to build something. You're not going to get there overnight. I teach them about building relationships. That's very important. Being relationship centered and oriented versus just a transactional type of thing, because you don't build loyal clientele that way. So one, know who you are, build relationships, network. I would start off as building my business model, understanding who you're trying to reach. Do an exercise on who you're trying to reach. Do you want to be B2B or B2C? Build out your systems, build out your processes. Try to understand what tools you're going to need, know your onboarding, all of that. Just I would really focus on back end stuff. Have a foundation that's going to support your marketing efforts. I think what happened with me was I was getting clientele, but no one had anything to stand on. There was no foundation. So I felt like I had clientele, but I didn't have the systems to keep it, or I didn't have the process to keep them, or I didn't have the proper workflows to keep them. And so now what I started to do was let me focus on the systems, processes, and tools that I need to sustain scaling, and sustain the current clientele that I have and making them happy. And then, kind of going from there, and then start marketing and things of that nature.
Love that. Go ahead, B.
So you said a couple of things in there I think were really important, but I wanted to have you break them down just so people understand. So the first question is, what are some of the tools that you're speaking of? What are some of these processes that you're speaking of?
Yeah. So onboarding process, hiring process. You also want a workflow between you and your client. You want to understand how they would like to be communicated with. So you need a communication strategy with your client. So if we have a weekly cadence, just to catch up on outstanding actions or upcoming goals and objectives, just so that, everybody understands what's coming and what's not. Some of the tools I would use is project management tools that'll help you keep up with how many actions you got open, how many are closed, how many are pending review. It just really helps. So it helps to see it helps the client to see what they're paying for, and helps to feel confident that work is getting done versus being left in the dark and you're having to remember. Just have a good project management tool, good processes for your onboarding, good processes for approve. So a good approval process, and a good onboarding process and stuff and those are mainly what I'm discussing now, especially at a small business stage.
And what about breakdown what B2B is and what B2C is?
So business to consumer, and then you have business to business. So for example, me doing work with Brandon is a business to consumer. A business to business would be I work with Agency Luxco, a marketing firm, right? And I help them with their clients. I'm a subcontractor, right? That is what a business to business model is. I only work with other businesses. I might work with their marketing department, their PR department, advertising department. I might work with just marketing agencies or advertising or PR agencies. So I don't work with an individual. That's what a business to consumer is individuals versus a business.
So when a graphic designer is starting out, or when they actually have their agency going,
starting out or their agency?
Well, yeah, all right. Thanks for the clarification. When a designer's starting out, should they look for clients that are B2B or B2C, both, just one? Should they know? Should they stay in one lane? Should they look for business and consumer?
No, I think that when you're starting out, it's smart to start. This is how I started: is B2C a la carte. Learn where your holes are, where your gaps are, what you need to improve on. Do some a la carte work. Learn how clients are first. Not every client is the same. Some are very difficult to work with. Some are very easy. Some like artistic stuff. Some like plain stuff. Like, learn first. And how you do that is just by a la carte, customer to customer, everything like that. Just understand how that transaction goes, and then start building out a business model that will allow you to have or retain clientele. That's when you start getting into that more retainer field, when you're like, all right, I got this. And a retainer field is what requires those systems, processes, and tools. And somebody just wants a flyer or fly by here and there, you just need your Adobe shop and a good Dropbox. And boom, here you go. That's it. You don't need system tools and processes. But when you're building clientele and when you're starting to, and people are starting to put you on a retainer, you want to make sure to have those processes and tools. And as a freelancer, that's as someone starting off, no, because you ain't even got the money yet to sustain your operational costs, right? So project management tools cost monthly, right? Automated processes and systems, they cost, right? So you're going to need a retainer, or what we call something that is coming to say, okay, this month I make this much money because I'm on retainer and I'll be able to afford this much in operational costs. Also, when you're having revenue, you need to know what to allocate the money towards. How much goes to marketing? How much goes to advertising? How much goes to payroll? How much goes to tools and systems and operational costs? How much, goes towards investments, etc. So let me tell you, when this is your revenue, and all of these things are what it costs, right, to run a business. When you're a freelancer, you're just running yourself, and you're just making sure that you can pay your Photoshop subscription at the end of the month. That's it. So I would say start small, then advance.
Levi, what you got?
I was gonna let you keep going because I'll fuck around and answer all the goddamn questions.
I mean, All right, well, why don't we tap in with the community real quick? Are there any questions that you guys may have? You guys are active today. There's a good amount of people on. I've been seeing the numbers fluctuate. Let me see. Are there any questions? We didn't tap in. Looks like we got everything. You guys have any?
I got a question while they're doing that.
Go ahead, bro.
So, in regards to your clientele, who would you say are your most my questions is always pausing. What would you say are your largest client circle? Like if you look at your like your rappers, singer songwriters, your authors, your I don't know, physical trainers. I don't know, like what, like where are your clients? Who are they?
I'm in entrepreneurship space with established entrepreneurs. I'm also in the entertainment space as well. So I work with artists. I help them with their rollouts as far as getting certain assets completed, as y'all would see. And on my page, if you were to visit some of the work that we've done with artists. So yeah, we're in entertainment, and we're also in the marketing space, working with B2B marketing companies. And then we have an entrepreneurial space. So there's 3 people or target, what they call a desired client or avatars that we work with right now.
Okay.
And we will be expanding that.
Okay. I was definitely looking at your page. This is my favorite right here.
Let me see. Put it to the screen. Yes, Janelle Monáe. So look, y'all, I've never worked with Janelle Monáe, but what I do is I tag her team. I find out who her team is. I tag them. I ask the people to tag them because the teams be looking. They be like, oh, this is dope. You know, it may not be within what they're trying to do at that point with their artists, but you'll be surprised. A lot of people have gotten discovered just by tagging teams and tagging management and tagging. The artists most likely don't run their page. Some do. Most times they don't have people run it. They have their record label running their page or whoever running their page. They're not really the ones doing it. So it just really, you most likely probably won't get much. But I've seen graphic designers start from 400. I watched him. His name is Graphique. He started from 400. He's like at 1,000. And because he was just doing concepts of artists and people who love that artist, they follow him until one day Young Money followed him, Bia followed him. It's just, and he just blew all the way up, and he just kept doing it. Y'all just, and stay consistent, you know, take no breaks, stay consistent, believe in yourself. And yeah, just show the before and after. People love to see that. The process, showing the process of you getting from a blank Photoshop canvas to like a beautiful lit canvas. But yeah,
so
just an inspiration for y'all.
So what are your thoughts on graphic designers taking over the like the NFT game?
Oh yes, it's coming. I'm telling you, and it's crazy because what you just showed me, the Janelle Monáe. Did you see the Her Music official, the one with the fish coming out of the head? Those are all NFTs before NFT was a thing. You understand? And I'm telling you, a lot of graphic artists are aspiring to go into the NFT field and not doing so much consumer business. I know Kid 8, he used to do cover designs and everything. He got to NFT business and retired from cover designs. A lot of them are. And so that is really the future now of a lot of graphic designers. They're going more so in an NFT game, but then motion design is also a thing too. 3D animation is also a thing. I mean, it's making the creative or the graphic design or design field very appealing. And I'm telling you, you could just be someone who wants to get good at design just to get into the NFT field. You may not ever want to work for an entrepreneur or a business. You just may want to create art, and and NFTs has been able to literally change the game for people to be a thriving artist. Remember, artists used to be broke. Now you can be a thriving artist, especially with the metaverse coming out. So I would tell them to get into understanding how the NFT game works.
Do you see EBEPR Studios having like those different sections of the graphic design industry? So where you have your 3D animation, you have your All that stuff, all the shit you just said.
Yeah, we have a few things that we are cooking behind the scenes. I can't say too much on that, but yeah, we do have a few things that we are cooking. I'm working with the team now to build out into things, not specifically in NFTs, but into in a couple of other realms of when it comes to the branding of anything as a total. So there's some things that we're working on. NFT, maybe not. We shall see.
Yeah, you know, touching all the corners. That's what's up.
Definitely stay tuned because it's gonna be some. I mean, if you're a content creator, you definitely want to stay tuned.
Facts. B.
Brandon's gonna get the first dibs since he helped me with a lot of. Brandon's gonna get the first dibs. Brandon, when I spoke with Brandon, I ran into Brandon. He really helped me to cultivate a package that was affordable for entrepreneurs to still have reach to premium visuals and have that reach to branding opportunities that would take them from one level to the next level. So thank you, Brandon. And Brandon's gonna be the first one to get to try it out and test things out. So I can't wait to tell you some more. I can't hear you, Brandon.
We just getting started anyway. But as far as what Erica is talking about, if there's any entrepreneurs out there that are watching or the ones that will be checking out the playback, if you are looking for a graphic solution, Erica definitely has an option for you that is hella affordable and offers a lot of value. So I want her to talk to you about that real quick, and we're approaching the hour. So I also want her to talk about what she has, because you already know Talk Money Tuesday. We have to shake the guests down for a giveaway because that's the community deserves it. You know what I'm saying? We've given away trips to Vegas, trips to Houston. We've given away ebooks. We've given away all types of consultations, all types of stuff. So I know she got a package that you guys will enjoy. But before she even talks about that, share with them that entrepreneurship intro package that they can tap into.
Yeah, so for the entrepreneurship intro package, it affords you the ability to get ongoing graphic design services for your social media specifically. And so what we do is you will notice that it's an ongoing process of building out your brand and building out your overall look. So definitely tap into that. And we'll say the first, what should we do, Brandon? Should we be like the first 3 people get a month free, or how?
Wait, hold on. You're being a little modest with the package here. You know what I'm saying?
You think so? I mean, how about this? You know what? Word of mouth is the best. Brandon, how has the intro package worked for you?
All right, guys. So check this out. I'm gonna just keep it real here. So those that know me, they understand that I'm always looking to elevate and bring value to my clients, right? So with that being said, when I first met Erica, we had a lot of conversations. I'm like, yo, I think the packages that you're offering are great. However, I think there's a market that is underserved that you can just come and position yourself. And she took that information and she went back to the lab and she created, an entry level, which I still feel like is hella value. So for $99 a month, you get access to how many graphics, how many designs do they get access to?
You get access to 4 premium designs a month.
You get access to 4 premium designs a month, and you get access to the communication that's going to lead you to have a really properly nice place aesthetic. So we're talking about YouTube thumbnails, flyers for events, banners. Creating a template that you can use consistently. Podcast covers.
Yes.
It's endless. I'm just talking about my experience. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I get way more value than what I pay for. So if anyone out there is looking for, a way to maybe offload that task, maybe you want to focus on something else. Maybe your branding isn't up to par. Maybe it looks this way one week, it looks this way another week. I think this entry-level graphics program, this monthly option, this subscription option, is a good way for you to make sure you have somebody solid on your team. You know what I'm saying? That is looking up your best interest aesthetically and can help position you the correct way. So yeah, like if you want to, because I know you got an ebook coming out too, but if you want to offer someone, so why don't we do this? I don't want to overtalk. So you let me know how you feel about this.
Okay.
Maybe give away 3 ebooks.
Okay.
And anyone who's willing to invest in that entry level program, they get a month free.
There we go. I like that. That works.
So look, you know what we're gonna do. You guys know if you want one of these free, tell them about the book. If you want one of these, leave your name below, because if your name ain't in the chat, you don't go on the wheel. If you ain't on the wheel, you can't win an ebook. So drop your name in the chat, and then Erica, tell them about it.
No, so this is what we want, right? So you're gonna get 3. I'm giving out an ebook to 3 people who will follow EBEPR Studios and DM TMT. That's Talk Money Tuesdays. And then also you got you'll get 1 month free for our entry-level program for entrepreneurs and brands that are trying to take their image to the next level.
Yeah, that's crazy. So if you guys invest in our program, you're gonna get a month free. And if you want this branding ebook, we talked about it.
Which is called The First Impression.
Her and I had a long conversation about this earlier. So if you want access to this, she's gonna get 3 away. I see a couple names. Wow, Levi jumped on the wheel. He never jumps on the wheel. Levi's in the wheel this week.
I never jump on the wheel. That's how you know. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Levi is jumping on the wheel. So if you're someone and you really need some help branding, I'm co-signing. I'm paying her every month to take care of a lot of my graphic stuff. So that's how you know that she ain't just on here, just on here to be on here. You know,
shut up, Whitney.
I'm making the investment. So we got Mark, we got Stacy, I see Whitney, I see Levi. Who else is jumping on here? I'm loading up the wheel right now. You already know what it is with TMT. We bring value, we give value. Any other questions before we load the wheel up? I got Levi, Stizzo, Ari, Mark, Whitney. Anyone else that want to jump on the wheel? Christina, you still in here? You want to jump on the wheel?
So we got a whole like.
We got a lot of people in the chat.
Yeah, a few people in the chat that ain't saying shit.
People ain't saying nothing.
That's fine, cause go ahead, cause I want mine.
That's fine. So 1 more minute before the wheel locks up. I see Chris. Yep, there you go. 1 more minute before the wheel locks up. And if you're interested in taking advantage of this month off, first free month to jump into her graphics elite program, like the light program. Sorry about that. Definitely leave a comment below and follow her. Follow her, DMTMT. She'll take care of you.
Yep, I already got a couple of them coming through.
Schmoovy. So I got 6 names. I got 6 names on the wheel. Okay, outlets jumping into. All right. We got the outlet in here. Okay. That's a nice B2B situation right there.
Yeah, we got the Dr. Draper. Not sure.
Yeah, I see that. Boom. Okay, smooth. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. We got 9 on the wheel. Oh, Justin's coming in real quick in the last minute. Cool. The wheel is locked up, guys. Let's see what we got. I gotta bring the sound effects this week. Chris.
The outlet was closed.
Chris gets the first ebook.
Let's go.
Gets the first ebook. Congratulations, Levi. Can you make a note of that, please?
Chris, first ebook. Got you.
All right. Yo.
Boom!
I know
First
Fizzo.
time in the shit. First time in the shit since 12 fucking episodes that I won. I hope y'all hating. Hope some of y'all motherfuckers is hating. Yeah.
All right. Cool. This is the last ebook situation. Whitney came up on some branding. So we got Levi, Whitney,
and Chris.
Now the ebook will be available. The price point I believe is around 47. So that exchange for what you're gonna get for that price point is ridiculous. So you definitely want to make sure that you invest. If you already send her a DM and you're interested in the ebook, the pre-sale, let her know that, because she's putting together a pre-sale list, and tap into that. You can get that early access.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, Talk Money Tuesday. I gotta run because I gotta jump into my coaching program. It's Tuesday, so you know how we get down. So before we exit, I want to make sure that you guys understand. If you want to go to the next level, you want a more intimate experience of TMT, you want to join the Wealth Club. You want to go to the Wealth Club, right? Join the Wealth Club is $149. We got about, I think, 3 more founding member spots, 2 more founding member spots available at $149. That's tmtwealth.club, tmtwealth.club. You get access to 2 masterminds every single week. You get access to ebooks. You get access to intimate information to grow your business. You also get discounts on some programs, and you also get access to free programs. And I'm talking about these masterminds are going to help you A to Z, how to do a thing, right? We're going to bring 6, 7, 8 figure earners on to teach you credit, business credit, how to start a business in this particular aspect, how to scale your business, how to learn marketing this. Whatever the case may be, you definitely want to make sure you tap in. If you are interested, definitely let us know. You do not want to miss his founding memberships. Levi, let us know about the PMSN group before we tap off this week.
The Money Streams team, baby. You know what the fuck's going on. Sorry. The PMSM group, Private Money Streams Mastermind Group, is the best investment community that you could be a part of. So we implore and we encourage that you join this group. If you want to learn to control your 24 hours, if you want to make sure that your money is making more money for you, and you also want to find a sense of success through the passion and path that you have, join the Money Streams team. PMSM.group is the Instagram, and www.moneystreamsgroup.com is the website. We are always evolving. We are always making changes. So tap in, get plugged in. The opportunity plug.
All right, guys. So I gotta start with the glasses. With the glasses, you know what it is.
Gotta represent my melanin rainbow here. Everybody got the glasses. I got the melanin rainbow. Let's go.
So look, we will see you guys next week, episode 13. This is 13 weeks in a row. You know we bring the value. You know we bring the heat. We got amazing guests. And you also got a chance to win something every single week, man. Send you to Houston, Vegas, branding ebooks, business credit ebooks, personal branding ebooks, free consultation. You're learning about taxes. You're learning about family trust. You're learning about mortgages. You're learning about insurance. You're learning about how to really get to the bag. And if you want a more intimate relationship, you can just join the TMT Wealth Club. So we will see you guys next Tuesday. I appreciate the support. I know Levi does. Erica, we really appreciate you coming on this episode. It's been an amazing episode 12. And make sure everyone follows her, please.
All right. Thank you.
No more locked doors.
Next week.
Peace.